Yo people, what's going on? Hope you guys are all feeling well. So the other day I did a video about how optimistic I was beginning to feel about everything concerning Manchester United after we've been on a few, a run of a few wins. And then we've been seeing the Jim Ratcliffe and the Ineos interview and all those kind of things. And now, to bring me right crashing back down to earth, Rasmus Højlund is injured for Manchester United. After a record-breaking run of goals for him, becoming the youngest Premier League player to score in 6 consecutive games, he will have to wait for his opportunity to make that 7 consecutive games because he is injured, out of the game against Fulham this weekend and potentially missing further games for Manchester United as well, as it could keep him out for a number of weeks. We'll be discussing the impact that could have on Manchester United in this video, and I'll be giving you my idea for the way we could possibly get around not having Rasmus Højlund, although it's going to be very, very difficult because we've got no Anthony Martial, who's been injured as well, obviously looking to set for a departure at the end of the season. It shows you how much we need a striker as well. And I'll tell you who I think we should be signing in the summer as well, because there's one man that I'd really love Manchester United to sign in the summer to bring competition and support to Rasmus Højlund. But anyway, before we get stuck into all of that, remember we will have reaction from Old Trafford to the Fulham game tomorrow. So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Get liking this video, get commenting below, and of course, get your notifications on. Thank you very much to the people that have been tuning in to the channel. I've been trying to bring you guys more regular content. Hopefully, I've been delivering upon that. I know we can get much more consistent and vary things up. So if there's anything you want to see from me that you don't see from me on Stretford Paddock or the club or on here yet, then let me know and we will do that. But yeah, getting stuck into this very, very short statement from Manchester United. It is as follows. Rasmus Højlund will miss Manchester United's Premier League game against Fulham on Saturday due to a muscle injury. It is expected to keep him out for 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. So let's have a look at what fixtures he could be missing before we talk about, 2 to 3 weeks. We've got Fulham tomorrow. We've got Forest in the Cup. Big game that as well. We really want to be going through in that cup competition, and to see us in the last 16, potential to get to the last 8, missing our main man up front, that is not ideal. Then we've got Manchester City away, and then of course we have Everton at home as well. Likely to miss most of those games, as if we're counting 2 to 3 weeks, that covers that period of time. Maybe he could be back for Manchester City if he makes a speedy recovery, but who knows, man. And it's probably very unlikely he will be back in time, possibly for that Everton game, maybe. Well, that's an early kickoff on a Saturday, so again, kind of changes things. I'm so gutted, man. Mainly for Manchester United, but also for him, because he's been absolutely incredible in the last couple of weeks. And look, I know when we bought him, he didn't score in the Premier League, although he was scoring in the Champions League, and people were kind of getting worried about him. There was people, pulling out this stat and that stat. And for me, all I had to do was watch the boy. Watch him play for Manchester United, and you see that he's an incredible talent. He's a fantastic striker. His movement, his physicality, very, very good. His link-up play, pretty good as well, and I think getting better. You look at the quality of goals and the variety of goals that he scored for Manchester United. Left foot, right foot, outside the box, inside the box, proper poachers goals, headers. He scores that goal with the chest against Luton. He's absolutely fantastic. He creates havoc for defenders, and he causes defenders to make mistakes as well. And I'm absolutely delighted with the way his Manchester United career has gone so far, and I think he's only going to get better as well. Obviously, this is not ideal. Just as he was picking up a run of form, he's now injured, and you look at Manchester United and the attacking options that we have in that forward position. It's very, very difficult. Now, you could go maybe with someone like Marcus Rashford through the middle, and then you're playing maybe Garnacho on the left, and an Anthony or Amad Diallo on the right. You could go with Amari Forson through the middle as well. We have seen glimpses of him coming off as a late substitute and all those kind of things for Manchester United. But starting games for Manchester United is completely different. Although young lad replacing another young lad, who knows, it could be the one that we go for. Maybe better to do that at home. But another option that I was, because you don't want Marcus Rashford to be pushed out from his best position, especially when I think his performances are just starting to get a little bit better. You don't want to see that happen. Garnacho's been playing well on the right. And someone that has been in form and scoring goals and coming on in a forward position. And I've been saying that's where we should be playing him more, in the final third. Now, it's not ideal because he's not a striker. But maybe for a short-term period, Scott McTominay could be that guy. You know, he's shown he's got an ability in the air to score goals, as we saw with his goal against Aston Villa. We've seen his goal now for Manchester United so far this season. He's one of our top goal scorers. I think it's best when he's not in the midfield, because I think the midfielders we have are better. And I also think, you know, there's times where it can pass him by the game, and he doesn't do enough in that midfield area. But up top, he's shown that he can get a goal. You know, he's shown he can work hard, can hassle defenders up there. And maybe that's the option that the manager could go with. I would rather see that than pushing Marcus Rashford out from the left into the middle. Maybe you just go with Scott McTominay there and hope for the best and hope that he can be some kind of like B-Tech Rasmus Højlund type who can cause havoc and problems for the defenders and the centre-backs and try and get on the end of things. Maybe that's the way to go. But it shows you how much we do need a striker as well. Anthony Martial set to depart the club in the summer as his contract expires. Manchester United probably going to be making a whole load of sales as well. And for me, Evan Ferguson's the man we need to go after. Obviously, Irish helps. I wouldn't mind seeing another Irishman at Manchester United. But also, he's an incredible talent. And I think because he hasn't scored, as you know, he's not on a huge scoring streak at the moment. Although that could change between now and the end of the season. I do think his stock, whilst people will know he's a fantastic player, his stock won't be as high as if he was banging him in every week. There's still a fantastic player there, though, with great potential as well. And I think bringing him in give you an option to maybe play him if you wanted to play two up top in a game with Rasmus Højlund, but also having those two options. Long gone are the days where you maybe have four strikers, especially with the systems you now play. But having those two options for Manchester United up top, I think, could be absolutely magic. And you look at, you know, people would say, oh, that's not fair on Rasmus. You need competition at these big clubs. You need it. City have Haaland and Alvarez. We need to be competing with that and getting up there. And I think those two, Evan Ferguson, a Manchester United fan as well, I think Manchester United should start looking at him in, you know, now, really, and line up a deal for him ASAP. But yeah, such devastating news for Manchester United. Although it's only 2 to 3 weeks, we just can't seem to catch a break. Lisandro Martinez comes back, starts looking good next to Rafael Varane, gets injured. And now this one, you know, it's been injury full season for Manchester United. Luke Shaw's out again. It's not one thing, it's another. But big game for us against Fulham, and we need to be winning regardless of whether Højlund's there or not. Although without him, it'll be a lot more difficult. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Keep it like, comment, share. See you soon.